and welcome to the first episode of the 7video behind the scenes podcast. And where better to start than with the person who started it all. I am here with Pete Sims today, and we're going to, be getting into everything about Pete Sims that is more than what you see on the surface.
Hope so. Yeah, let's do it. Go for it. What do you need to know? What do you want to know?
Yeah.
I'm nervous myself, but I'll tell you whatever I know.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah.
So, you started 7video how many years ago?
Oh, coming up 19 years now, yeah. So, been a few years, a bit of knowledge in there, and a few experiences.
When you started 7video, you were a one-man band?
Well, actually, I started it with someone else. So I actually started the business with a business partner at the time. And we lasted about 4 years. And then we decided to go separate ways. We had different ideas. So I sort of see 7video going for about 19 years, but truly on my own, about 15 years. That was a big change for me going out on my own to continue the company and then look to see what I could do with it. But yeah, lots has happened in that 15 years.
Well, you say lots has happened.
Yeah.
Could you... Well, do you know what I mean? I don't want to go too much into 15 years of details, but what are some key points? How has it changed? Because, as you say, maybe you started as 2.
Yeah.
And then you.
Back to me, yeah.
And now a team of 13?
14 now, yeah, including me. I always like to include myself in the team. So there's 14 of us all together. How do you put 15 years into a few minutes? So when I sort of went out on my own, I took myself off and I went back to the garage, and as almost most small businesses do, they start in a garage. Really enjoyed it, met some great people, had some great clients, did my own thing. I did everything from filming right down to the invoicing. And then from there, I brought Simon in. So Simon Wilderspin, who's one of our videographers here. I've known Simon now for about 30 years. Me and Simon go back to school days, and he was doing a degree, and I managed to convince him to join us, or join me at the time. And that was a big milestone for me. He was my first hire, so it was a risk for both of us, but he's still here, so that was really good. And that was probably a key milestone in the sense of that started the journey of hiring people. I then moved into offices, which was a big part, and that happened, I can't remember when, but we were over in a building called the Alaska Building in Shrewsbury. And then, as the work sort of grew, the team started to grow. And we brought in a number of different people over the years. Some people are still with us, some people have moved on, but everyone's had a part to play in the journey of the company, and it's been really great to see them grow and obviously see the company grow, building those relationships with our really great clients. And I am very, very aware that everything I do is for the client and for our customers, because without them we're nothing, and I love that part of it. So key things for me has been meeting the new clients. I think I've been really lucky to be supported by Shropshire Chamber of Commerce. We do a lot of networking with people in industries all over the country, and I'm just meeting really great people. So and again, I've managed to grow a team that's, I think, sort of mimic my values, mimic what I feel towards video and animation and what our clients need and want. I can't say I regret much. So a lot of lessons learned is probably the thing I keep saying. I'm not going to say I've always got it right. I completely get that. I know mistakes have been made, but that's where we learn. That's where we grow stronger. And now it's all about how we move forward. So, I know when we start talking like this, I feel really old. So I hope that my looks hold for a little bit longer.
Oh no, that's lovely. Nice to catch up on your story.
Yeah, well, like I say, it's amazing what happens in that short frame of time, you know what I mean? But personally for myself, I've had a family in that time. I have 2 great kids, and everything I do really is for them. And I'm very blessed that we have a business now that allows me to see a lot of them and spend time with them, enjoy what they're doing, while still being able to be a part of the business and do great things here, and just get that balance between work and life. And that's what sort of has always been my goal, really. I've not been well, my sort of view of success is that. My view of success is to spend time with family and have the time to do things that I want to do.
That balance.
Yeah, it really is about balance, and I think that being able to have that, but I can only do that because of the team. And I think that's where hopefully it works, and hopefully I give back to the team as much as they give me, in the sense of I can support them as much as they support me. And that, again, that's one of our values, is working together collaboratively to make it work. So it's been a great journey. It's been a real struggle, but it seems to be getting to a really good point now. So that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, well, obviously, lots to come, but we'll leave some for, well, you have to come back again and find out more.
Yeah, I might have worked it out by then as well. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll see where we are.
Yeah, well, 19 plus years of experience. Have you got any particular projects that stand out? I'm not going to ask for your favourite, because I know that's a really big question.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I mean, like I say, it's hard when it's over such a long period of time, isn't it? I mean, I think I'd say more frequently, I mean, I love doing the work we do with charities, because I think they make such a difference, and I love being able to show that difference and that impact that they have on people. So a particular favourite was probably a case that he did with Midlands Air Ambulance, where we did something called Nigel's Story, which is a chap called Nigel, and he'd been saved really by the Midlands Air Ambulance after suffering a big cardiac arrest, I believe, and just an incredible bloke. And we get to meet his family and meet everyone that was involved, and that really touches on everything that, again, I think I stand for with family, and you know what life's about and all stuff like that. And I think that was definitely one that, you know, I was so happy with, in the sense that we were able to do the job and make a really good film that had the impact that the charity needed, while being sensitive to Nigel and his family, and getting to know them as well. And it was such a lovely time filming with them and meeting them and getting to know them. But over the years, I mean, we've been very lucky to film with like the DeLorean from Back to the Future, personal interest of me with film. You know, that was fantastic. That was a shoot we did in the middle of Warsaw on an evening where we weren't really allowed to film in the car park we were filming in, so we had all the security coming up, but because it was a DeLorean, we got away with it. You know, the police turned up to move us on, but they were so interested in the DeLorean, they let us stay.
Perks.
Exactly, but the DeLorean ran out of fuel, and because it only ran on American fuel, we couldn't buy any fuel for it, so we had to push it. So, you know, you're trying to push this DeLorean up to 88 miles an hour. It was quite hard. But an incredible evening spent doing that, and that was with a good friend of mine, Andy at Home Tire, who sorted that one out. And yeah, I mean, if you come to our offices, you'll see I put photographs up all over the place, and that's another big thing I like to do, is I like to surround myself with photographs of things that we've done, because that again is what I really want to be sort of doing more of, is seeing those experiences, reminding ourselves how much we do here, and we do so much good work, and we film so many projects. I want to remind myself of them, because you do forget, and you do move on to different projects very quickly here, and sometimes you have to take a step back and go, oh yeah, I remember doing that project, that was really cool. So, you know, I've done some pretty incredible things, and I have to remind myself of that sometimes. But again, it's all down to, I wouldn't say luck as so much, but it's very much about, you know, following where you want to be and following your own journey. But at the same time, just being, I always put it down to silly things like just being a nice human being, you know what I mean? Like, we can't get it all right, but at least if we do it in the right way, I think people appreciate that, and, you know, want to be a part of it as well. So I think that, to answer your question, Nigel's story definitely was probably a highlight for me more recently, because I think that was such a touching story. But yeah, how do you put 19 years into one sentence? I don't know. There's a good handful every sort of few months I really like being involved in, and yeah, long may that continue.
Yeah, all exciting stuff. No, I really, I think Nigel's story is such a brilliant example of the kind of storytelling element, because, I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah. And you can do more through video by showing it, taking people along the journey. It's, you know, I really enjoy an interview and hearing people's kind of point of view on these things, but, you know, you worked with Nigel very closely to kind of recreate his experience and to show you know, the impact of the charity, but as you said, in a way that was still sensitive to, you know, what he went through.
Yeah. Well, the big thing for me, Freya, is that, you know, I always look back at why did I start the company. I mean, I started the company because I love making films, and it goes further back than that, actually. So I'm quite severely dyslexic, so, you know, I struggled at school, I struggled reading and writing, and yeah, and it was a horrible time. But what I really liked was I could be creative. I could tell people a story. I could visualize it in a way. But you know, when I was doing this, we were still on VHS tape. You know what I mean? We were way back in the day. So it was more of a challenge that the technology wasn't there to do it. But as that technology has come on, the art of creativity and the art of filmmaking has become easier. So it means you can do it more. But it's that creativity that sort of sets you apart. And I absolutely love storytelling, and I say my sort of background is more documentary and the sort of factual sort of based film, because I like just meeting the real people that have had a story to tell. The fact that we've been able to adapt that into a corporate company that does, you know, products, services, company videos, all those sort of things is great. But yeah, when you meet the people behind those brands or behind the products, that's where I really think the value comes, because people sometimes forget how important they are or have had a part to play in a process or a product. And when we go in and then capture that on film, it's really nice to see them light up and see their passion come out about what that might be. And yeah, I thrive off that. So again, it's been great for us because, and for me personally, because I've been able to learn about things I never thought I'd learn about, you know what I mean? And you know, sometimes people go, oh, it doesn't, maybe not the most exciting subject, but it is to someone. And sometimes just meeting those people immediately makes that subject interesting to other people and to ourselves, because we go, oh yeah, I can see why you're really interested in that. And I'm that kind of a person. I like learning about people. I like learning about different things.
And what they care about and things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, if you care and this is, you know, that important to you and you're passionate about this, like I want to know why it means so much to you. Like,
exactly.
Tell me more.
Exactly. And the fact we get to do that for a job is absolutely fantastic. But again, like you say, the power of storytelling has always been there. Everyone's been telling stories for thousands of years, but the fact that we do it more and more and more now, it is great, but it's about choosing what those stories are now. And we're hitting all these other things now with AI and, you know, authenticity and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's where that power of storytelling is going to have to really shine through to keep being authentic and keep showing that truth behind a person or a product or a company that people want to hear from. And like I say, how you make it is changing every day with the technology, but the baseline is still the same. You know, people still like a story. They still like a narrative. It's just how we tell that narrative. And yeah, I think that's something we're really going to see more and more and more of, because people are always seeking for that truth, always seeking to understand that little bit more. So, you know, long may it continue, really.
Yeah, well, that's all brilliant to hear. But
yeah,
I do want to hear more about, well, I don't want to say your story because that might become a series.
Yeah, how long have you got? Yeah.
But yeah, aside from you know, Pete Sims, director at 7video, when you go home, like, what makes you happy? What do you do for fun? What brings you joy?
That's a really great question. I mean, yeah, it's a question I like to ask other people because I never know myself. It's one of those things, isn't it? Like, I probably ask that question more often to other people to try and hope they say something like, oh, I like that too.
It's hard when you're a parent as well, because such a big identity of who you are is, you know, being a dad.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say that is where my passion is, definitely with my two children. I mean, they're young children at the moment, so they need a lot of attention, which I absolutely adore. I think any spare minute is with them at the moment. They're in a really interesting phase of their life of learning and being inquisitive and all the rest of it. So, and I do absolutely love that. But aside from my children, I have a passion for travel. I was able to travel as a young person, and I still like to travel when I can. I have a huge passion for aeroplanes. I absolutely love aeroplanes. And I have a huge passion for Lego. And again, if you come to our office, you'll see that because we are surrounded by Lego here.
I was just going to say, actually, that's no secret to anyone who's been in the office.
Yeah.
I did actually joke after I first came to the office. I went home and I was like, yeah, I think my boss started a business even. I think my boss started a business so they'd have somewhere to put his Lego and he wouldn't have to pay for a storage unit.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the office is definitely evolved into more of a Lego store than it has a video production company, but you know, we do the video production company around the Lego. But no, absolutely, I think I've always had a passion for that. I mean, Lego for me is a way of switching off. You know, if I've had a day where I just need to switch the brain off a little bit, getting a Lego model out and following the instructions is a great way of just switching off and saying, look, I have to do what I'm told here. I have to follow the instructions. So the fact that they sort of turn out to be models is another great thing. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. And I do love the company. I think the way the company's structured and the company's history of Lego, I think is a really great story as well. One that a lot of business owners can sort of relate to. So yeah, I absolutely adore that as well. But yeah, I think there's only probably in that order it goes children, Lego, aeroplanes. I think they're the three things, and they keep me busy enough. And then obviously outside of that, then yeah, it's everybody else in the world that I like to spend time with and enjoy their company. So
yeah, no, that's a lovely range of things to be able to do outside of work. But just one last question.
Of course.
Lego, and you have children.
Yeah.
Do you have separate Lego, or do you play together?
That's a great question. No, we have separate. Yeah, there is unfortunately that limitation of, well, not limitation. There is that divide, unfortunately. Yeah, and I have been accused, rightly so, that I bought my children Lego models, which I knew they were never going to build. So probably reliving my youth through Lego, or through my children, should I say? Yes. There are models in our office that were technically bought for my children, but they're now here in the office. So yeah, absolutely. I probably do separate that out. But yeah, I actually recently went for a careers day at my son's school where I was talking about what I do. And the first question one of the people in the class asked, why are your shoes made of Lego? And I went, because I like Lego. And from then on, the whole conversation became about Lego, and I forgot that I was actually an owner of a video production company. But that's absolutely fine as well.
Minor details.
Exactly. Well, again, I mean, like, you know, I've long tried to live by the hashtag that we have, is just love what you do, and I do generally love what I do, but that doesn't have to be just for film and animation. I love storytelling. Like I say, it doesn't matter to me what we use to tell that story, so long as the story is told. The fact that I like making films and animations is the bonus, but just getting that message out there and getting those stories told for me is more important. So other means of marketing are just as important. I've just honed into the fact I love making films, and I love making animations to make it more visual. But no, for me it's more about that story.
No, that was all really lovely to hear, and well, really good to hear like your story from you. You know, I've heard so much about you, and I'm sure lots of people have. I think a lot of the people watching this now are already going to know lots about you, but well, I hope we've showed them something new.
Well, I hope so. I mean, like you said, my message to anyone is that you hopefully can feel how passionate we are and I am about making films and animations, and all I ever ask of someone is to have the conversation, because yeah, I feel like I'm quite approachable. I feel like people can talk to me about anything, and I like to listen, and I like to hear from them about what they think is important to them, because I think what's important to someone isn't always to everyone else. But if you don't hear it, you don't understand it, and once you have the understanding, you can make then decisions based on that. So yeah, I think that I need to just keep reminding people to keep talking, keep communicating, and then do more great things together. But yeah, no, if anyone needs to know anything more about Lego airplanes, just ask, because I'll happily chew your ear off about that.
Yeah, Lego airplanes, not just video.
Exactly that.
Two categories. Yeah, well, thank you very much for your time today, and thank you to everybody who's joined us. If you want to keep up with more about what Pete's up to and the 7video team are doing, then you can find us on social media at 7video.